Well, howdy do, buckaroos. How the heck are you? So, I'm back. Are you surprised? I'm still here, man. Good hand action. Oh, wow. It is still not quite dark yet on July 4th. And I'm kind of, I've kind of worked my way up to big beers. Now I'm back to session strength. Anyways, hey, I've got the Weston SunRyes Ale. They're out of Weston, Missouri, just north of KC. Much to my dismay, their website doesn't give me a whole lot of information about the beer, other than to say that their goal was to do a summer beer that has more flavor than typical summer beers that were available. I'm assuming, I'm going to assume that this beer has rye in it as a rye ale because it's called SunRyes. But they don't even say that on their website. They mention pale malts, but they never mention rye malt specifically. So, I mean, I'm going to assume it's in there. Why the hell would you call it SunRyes if there's no rye in it? I don't know. It just, that kind of vague kind of irritates me, but there you go. Having said that, I mean, I do like Weston Brewery. I do. They're not known for knock your socks off, wow, holy cow, beers, but they do make a nice solid line, very drinkable brews. So there you go. There's something to be said for that as well. It does have a nice light aroma. Again, this is one of those beers. This is one of those, one of those that could be gateway beers, you know. It's one of those beers that you give to folks that don't think they'll like craft beers and say, here you go, try it. You know, much like their Royal Lager. Most of their line is that way. I mean, their Malley Stout is likable. It's there, but it's not overwhelming. It doesn't take you out in any way. Everything they do is kind of, well, try this, see what you think. I mean, you're much better giving your money to a small local brewery than the big, the big eating machine, as it were. As I have the glass for, I'm talking shit, yet I'm using their glass because it's it's a collector's glass. I have a lot of glassware from different folks. Actually for this one, this glass specifically, we actually got last year in Kentucky when we were visiting. We stayed in Bardstown, but we visited all the small towns around there, and I don't remember which town exactly I got this in now. But I found it at a flea market for 50 cents, so there you go. They say on their website this is meant to be just a very drinkable summer beer with more flavor than a typical summer beer, and it does accomplish all those things. I believe there's probably rye in here because I am feeling some spiciness that feels like rye in the malt. But it is not a rye IPA like most beers are today. If a beer has rye in it, it's an IPA, it seems like, This is not. It is not an IPA. There is no huge hops at any point. But there is enough to clean her up at the end. There's enough to give it a crisp, clean finish. Which makes it a perfect, again, say it with me, gateway beer for somebody. Yeah, you know what I mean? If you've got that friend that's kind of, those folks that are lifelong BMC drinkers, they're not going to change. They're not ever going to change. If they're buying 30 packs, they're not ever going to change. They don't want to change. That's okay. Leave them alone, man. That's all right. If that's who they are, that's who they are. There's nothing wrong with that either. I just, I don't like to feed the beast any more than I have to. I like to give as much of my money, to the local guys when I can. So if you've got a friend you think might be kind of on the cusp, maybe they kind of like the crafty beers, you know what I mean? the kind of craft alternatives by those big companies. Then send them a beer like this, because this is one that may take them away from the dark side. Well, they'll start using, the blue lightsaber instead of the red lightsaber. So anyway, a nerd reference. Tom, a nerd reference. Anyways, I digress. So, Weston SunRyes Ale. Why the hell not, I say.